Hi everyone, Gail again with part 3 of my Etsy restock videos. I'm so excited to share these with you as well. So I've got 2 binder journals. The first one is this awesome 70s retro. Oh, it's so cute. I can't wait to show you. So let me get lined up. I'm sorry for the glare on it. It just that's the shininess of the front. Let me make sure I'm situated here for you. And the copyright of this one is 1972, which I loved working with this retro 70s vintage. I know it's vintage, but it's like my era of the 70s. I graduated from high school in the 70s, so I love these images on all of the tabs. All the tabs are included. The other thing I'll tell you about this book is I've included a lot of 60s and 70s wallpaper, tons of it. I've used the Flow book. They had some retro papers that were perfect for this, as well as there is a children's book in here that I'll point out as I go too. So here we go. Look at these fabulous images. Aren't they fun? Oh my gosh, I love them. So that is that. This is some of the retro wallpaper I used, and just put an image on there, and I've got some sewing ephemera throughout the book as well. Here is a little tag that is from the Flow book, and so all of those can be journaled on. I really used my experience with my book that I've done with all of my junk journal friends in it, and I tried to make this so that you could make it your own, but just give you a jumping off base for it. So this is the first page of I found these in, I think it was like a child craft book or something, but there was a whole section on sewing for fun and these little vintage images, so I thought those were fun to include. Here's the Flow magazine papers. They're of telephones and cameras and things that are so different now than they were in the 70s. So again, the awesome images. I've put 2 pages of the original at the beginning of each section, but I am going to include, this is the packet of pages that are left. I'm going to include the rest of the original pages with this listing. So you'll get the book and the original pages to play with. And there's amazing images in all of these that are like these. So some vintage wallpaper, again, some sewing ephemera, and from the Flow book, and we've got seam binding pocket here. This flips out. This is from the Vintage Children's book. Again, the awesome images. I love this symbol lady. She cracks me up. I love her. Yeah, it's so funny. So some more vintage wallpaper with a little tab. This is from Denise of the Tattered Dream. And I just kind of reinforced that page and left this awesome thimble lady. Here's a 1970s McCall's pattern. And so I've left it open at the top so you can use that for storing things. So now that I've kind of told you about the book, I'll flip through a little quicker so that this video makes the 15 minutes, and I really want to show you the whole thing and the other one. So this is clipped, and it folds all the way out, like way out, so that if you wanted to, I don't know, put photos on it or decorate it in some way, you have a lot of space, and or you can cut it up and use it other places in your book. So I'll put a little reinforcer on that. I see that's pulled off. So yeah, I just thought these images and the pages. They're so bright and colorful, and they went great with my retro wallpaper from Kalina Bean on Etsy. And then this is just some fabric with the wire. I thought that'd be fun to play with maybe. And again, a journaling card. And all the journaling cards I just tabbed with fabric just for fun. I've got some vintage buttons on that little page. This is from the children's book. Some fun 70s trim on this paper. Little pocket. I love this little Hobby Lobby, or not Hobby Lobby, Holly Lobby. What was it? Oh my gosh, Holly Hobby. Goodness. Yeah, you can tell what my world is. Hobby Lobby. Yeah, for sure. Oh, so funny. Yes, Holly Hobby. My oldest daughter had her doll and that kind of stuff in the 70s. Yeah, so fun. Took me right back looking through this and playing with this. There's one of the cards, and this is just a journaling card in this wallpaper pocket. Such fun wallpapers too. This is just a little journaling card and one of the Flow magazine ones. And this one I just attached on an old fabric measuring tape, and then this is just a little bag with some vintage buttons and a couple of tags up here. And this wallpaper, I just backed it with some coffee dyed composition paper, this journaling card, and an envelope from the Flow magazine. And this is just a tuck spot here. I didn't put anything there because I didn't want to cover her up, but you can tuck in there. And wallpaper again, and a Flow envelope. This is some vintage fabric that said 70s to me, and then I put in there one of the little pages from my 1960s etiquette book. Wallpaper, I just edged it with some trim from the 70s, and this little pocket, I just have a journaling card, and this little paper pad reminds me of the 70s with the smiley face. Another McCall's pattern, and I left the flap on this. It's a little ragged, but I thought if somebody wanted to cut it off and use it somewhere else in the book, I was just going to leave it there. Again, the wallpaper pocket, it's got a frame in it that can be used in the book, and again, another journaling card, and another piece of the Flow, and some wallpaper. This one's really smooth on the back, so I thought it might be fun to do something with that. And then I included there's several pages, I don't know, four pages or so of this sewing record. I thought it'd be fun to write on. Another McCall's pattern here. And then in the back here, in this little tuck, I've included in its entirety a vintage work basket. This is December 1960. And I thought whoever buys this journal can use that to play with in the journal. And so I tucked that in there. So that is the sewing journal. Let's check my time. You know, I'm going to do a whole nother video on the Handyman's book. So this is going to be a 4-series video on restocking my Etsy. as you can see, I have had some time to finish up some projects, and I've loved doing it. So anyway, this is the sewing book. These are the extra pages. So that will be a listing that will be coming up as soon as all these videos load. And my next video is going to be on this handyman's book, but I want to kind of take my time going through it. There's a lot to see. So I'll see you in the next video in part 4. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.